Hello guys, today I will show you how to make a basic workflow in ProcessMaker. Once you guys have installed the application, open your default browser and open 127.0.0.1 system workflow /en /neoclassic /login/login. So you would get this page. Just type in admin, the password is also admin, and login. So once you are logged in, you would see on the top right that it is we are logged in as administrator, and we are using a works. Never mind, forget that. Let's go into the designer tab. Our designer tab is the one where would be designing our workflow. So let's say I want to design new workflow. So I will click on new. Let's give us the title the same as I've explained it before. Purchase order, purchase request. Purchase request, and category leave it blank. Um, there's no need to keep anything. If you want to give a description, just type in here and then go create it. Acha, there is already a name with it. So purchase request version 2. Create. Now I have got a blank template, and there are lots of options to select from. So basically I will explain you. So this is a task which would be using, never mind this one. This is the exclusive gateway which we use for decision making. This is our start event, and this would be end event. And in the process, if you would like to generate mail event or some timer event, you can use this, but we won't be going deep into all this stuff. And on the right hand side, if you can see, we'll see two options. I mean, there are a lot of options, but we'll be using only two basic things. One is the dynaform and one is the variables. So our step one would be to design a workflow. So let's start designing one. Here I have the start button. I will place it at the top left corner. Now if you click on it, just click on it once, you would see a lot of options. They have popped up on the right side of the screen. So here you um, so this is the way you have to I mean, okay, I will move one step back. This is a task, so just drag it here. As our current project here, we are here what we're trying to do is would have three basic process where one guy would raise a request for something, and that would go for someone else for approval, and he would have the option to either accept it or reject it. If he rejects it, it will go back to the requester once again, and if he accepts it, it will go forward for the delivery process. So I would name it initiation. Okay, and so yeah. Now click on the small green dot and click on this. After you click it, you will get the options as I said before. So just click on this connect button, and just once you click on it, the click lock has been already initiated. So just bring your cursor over to this task and click it once again. So it is connected. Now you can see that also this arrow has been connected to the right side of the box. You could try to change that if it does not look aesthetically, I mean the design does not look good. So just when you click on the arrow, you would get two yellow boxes. You will get two yellow this uh, dots, which you can try to move around as you like it. So I would like to place it here so that it looks simple and aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, so next I would drag one more box. I would name it approval process, and I will keep it just below this. and I will try one more task. This is actually this boxes are tasks basic. So now I would name it delivery. And at the end of the process, I would drag an end event here. Yeah, now there is now our initiation step has to be connected to the approval process. So once I've connected it, it so as I said, you can change the direction of the arrows also, but I would like to change where it connects. So this is the way I've connected it. And now I would like to drag an exclusive gateway. So this gateway, because now we have a decision to make, so I have placed it here just beside my approval process. I will repeat the same thing. Just click on the approval process and select this connect button and drag it here. So now it is connected to this exclusive gateway. Now this gateway has two more ways to go. One will go this side. Now once we have connected this, by default it takes the previous path, so it gets connected to the previous path. So what we have to actually do is click on this this line, this connect, and move it to this place. I hope you get it. Now just repeat the same thing again. Connected to delivery. Same thing happens. Click on this button and we'll move it here. This can be moved here. So now we have got a process and we have to end this by connecting the delivery to the end. So now our design workflow is complete. In case I'm going very fast, you just can pause the video and you can replay it. So I will double click on this, but this start, and I will start naming the stuff. Start, end. I would like to name this also. This line, this is approved, and I would like to name this also disapproved, and this never mind. So yeah. So our task one is designed a workflow which is complete. Now we'll move into step two. Our step two would be my tasks, which are basically initiation, approval process, and delivery. So this task I have to connect it to Dynaforms. Now, what are Dynaforms? Let's talk about some Dynaforms. So Dynaforms are basically application forms which we would create through a GUI tool, which would then be connected to the respective tasks. So here we here would be creating two forms. One would be for initiation, and one would be for approval. The initiation form is the form where the guy would where the requester would raise the request for the items which he needs, and the approval process form is the form where he would receive the earlier form, but that form would be modified with the option to accept it and reject it. In case he accepts that, it will go forward to delivery. In case he rejects it, it will go back to the initiator. So let's create Dynaforms. Now Dynaform, just you will see a new box here. Click on create. Let's name it initiation. So do one thing, save and open. Now you can see this window. There are save, import, export, and close button. And on the left hand side, you can see web controls. So this web controls are mostly GUI tools, and this is a blank template which you can use. You can create by dragging all these options to the right hand side. So let's drag one title H1. So once you drag it, then if you click on this title, uh, it will it will open a properties tab on the left hand side just below web controls. So we'll just name it let's say XIMB laptop order form. Now I will go back to web control once again, and I will try to drag a text box here. Let's say my text box, I will click on this text underscore one, and as this box opens, I will name it requester. And let's say this I feel that this requester box is quite long. So what I can do to save some space, if you click on the box, this rather than clicking on the name, if you click on the box, actually the main box on which the small web control resides, you will get a properties window where you will see that the type is row and the column span is 12. So basically, just like HTML, you just have to, if we 12 can be divided into as many parts you like. So I would like to divide this into two parts. So what I would do is I would name it, so I would type it 6 spacebar 6, and I will press enter. So this area gets divided into two parts. Now if I go to web controls, I would have one extra box here. So what I can do is I can drag this date and time option. So this date and time can be dragged here. Now I would add one more web control, let's say another text box. Here I would like to name this as um, brand. Okay. Also I would like to divide this box into two parts. 6 spacebar 6, enter. Here I would like to enter my quantity. So for entering the quantity, I would again drag a text box here, and I would name it as per your convenience. You can add as many details as you like. I have not changed the it has taken the default name, so I would change it here, date. So now here we have the basic form, and let's say description you can add, but due to paucity of time I won't be doing that. Web controls, we after the form is complete, I would need a submit button. So just drag the submit button and name it whatever you like, submit form. So let's save it. Make sure you save it. Yeah, so now uh, this is just try to export this form and save it on your laptop. I would tell you why we are saving this form. So just save it for the time being. Now close this window. Now once the window is closed, now as I said, we have two tasks here, initiation and approval process. So as two tasks, initiation and approval. So similarly, we have to create two Dynaform. We created one Dynaform for initiation, and now we will create one Dynaform for approval. So we would go back to the Dynaform. Now we would create and would name it approval. Rather than clicking save, just save and open. So yeah, again we have a blank template. We have to just drag and drop. But let's see. Let's say that we would like to keep the form nearly same and just add a few extra things to it. So I would go and import the form which I had downloaded earlier. So I will go to downloads, and I will initiation was the form which I had downloaded earlier. So I will import this one. Once I import it, I will get the form which I created there. So I will just go and change a few basic things. XIMB laptop order approval and requester name. Yeah, now as see the previous form, if you go and check, if you go and check, if you click this box, let's say you click requester, and if you on the left hand side, if you scroll down and you see the display mode as parent. So now earlier when the form was the on the initiator form, that had to be parent or in editable format, because the guy who is initiating it, he has to punch in data here. But now as this form has come for approval, So we would like this form to be in a view mode, so that the manager or the approver, he does not have the right to change the basic details, because that might cause problems later, or so that is not correct actually. So I would change the um, okay, date and time cannot be changed. Brand also, we will keep the brand as same view. So let's say one guy has raised a request for Lenovo, but the approval process, if he has the editable option, so he would change it to HP and place an order. So there might be a mismatch in communication. So to avoid that, we are doing this. And quantity also, we have to keep it view only. So this four things are view only mode. Yeah, here parent view. So this four items are view only. Now I would like to add one extra web control here. Let's say I have to add a radio button. So this radio button would actually have two options, yes and no. So I would go here and approval question mark. So this would remain parent, or you can put it in edit mode. So this is actually this is my approval form, which is now complete. I will name it submit. Yeah, so just save it. Now close this window. Now we have created two Dynaforms. Now our next step would be to create variables. Under variables, so we had one name, then we had after name we had a date and time, then we had brand, then we had brand, then quantity, and just make sure you add this extra boolean, or this is actually the decision variable, which would implement it here. So now would create the variables. So these variables are actually let's say x, y, or something, some variables on which the data, the form on which the people have entered data on the form, that would be stored on the variables. So first variable would be name. I will keep the variable type as string, and for our basic understanding, I will keep all this default. Save it, and I will create one more name. After that, date. So for date, I have an option here, date and time. Select this variable type, save it, create two more. One would be brand. So my brand would be string. Create one more. Um, Item. Item would be an integer, because there I should get only the option to punch in numbers. Integer save. And as I said, one more extra box, one more extra variable, which is the decision. So I can name it decision, and I would keep it boolean. So under boolean, now when I link this decision variable to that option, the radio button which I had created earlier in Dynaforms, so that time, now if I link it, then I will get two options as yes and no, or let's say approved, not approved, disapproved. Save it. Now our next step would be go back to go back to Dynaform and link all the variables. So just close this window. We'll go to our Dynaforms and go to the first form initiation, and let's say I choose requester. And I would on the left hand side you would see that the second row there is one something called variable. It has three dots and an underscore below it, so just click on it and you would get a small window here where you have to choose what variable you have to link it. So requester is my name variable, date and time, click here, do the same thing, and you will get only one option, date and time, and my brand would be a string. If I do the same thing, I would have to select the proper variable as brand. And quantity, for quantity I had created an integer variable. So this integer variable, this is item. Now yeah, nearly it is complete, so I would save this, close it. We'll go to the second dynaform. Our second dynaform is approval. I would go to edit. Now here requester, I would do just repeat the same thing, same process once again. Name, for date and time the variable is date, and for brand it is same thing, brand. Quantity, just like the previous one, an integer. uh, okay, variable duplicated, sorry. The variable is duplicated. Just a second. I think I've used this variable in this form by mistake. Date, requester, item. Yeah, I think I by mistake instead of clicking on the name, I've clicked on integer. So here I would change it. It should be name. Yeah. Now quantity. You can't use two variables on the same variable twice on the same form. That's why I was getting that error. So now integer. Now this is one extra which I had created for the order approval form. So I would click on approval and I would select my variable as a, boolean revision tool. So now my second form is also complete. I would save it. Now close. So now our variables are complete, our dynaforms are complete. So now I have to create the condition here. So to create the condition, click on this and right click this exclusive gateway and go to properties. Properties, here my first step would be initiation, then would be delivery. It is already selected. I mean, uh, if the condition is yes, it should go to it should again go back to initiation. And if the condition here is no, sorry, if the condition here is no, first one, it should go to initiation. That's why it is initiation. And if the condition here is yes, it will move forward to delivery. So now here we have to write a small code on this. So just click on this double add button. If you click it, you'd get a list of variables. So we'd go to the last page, would see a variable as a diffusion, this boolean, this one. So now insert it. Do the same thing for the second condition. Go to next. Here select this item. Sorry, not item. This one, this variable boolean. Insert variable. Now I have a simple formula. So for no, if it goes back to initiation, that means the decision has been not. It has not been approved. So type in twice equals to single quote 0 single quote. Here it would be double equal to quote, sorry, single quote 1 and single quote. So just save it. Now I've created the rule here. Next would be, so I will type it, 5 would be create condition in the gateway. Now our sixth step would be to assign steps and to assign the dynaforms. Now I would go to my first task, which is initiation. I would right click it. After right clicking, I would go to steps. Now here I would drag my initiation form, just drag and drop. It has been complete. Dynaform one initiation dynaform has been linked. It is automatically saved. Close it. Go to approval process. Right click. Steps. Now here would link my approval form. Now just close it. So my two dynaforms has been linked. The initiation has been linked here. The approval has been linked here. So next step would be link dynaform to tasks. Okay, the second step is not actually we are linking it here. So here we are actually create dynaforms for respective tasks. Yeah. So my next step would be next step. So our process is nearly complete. Our forms are in place, and we have set all the condition rules. So now make sure you have saved this file. I have saved it as purchase request 2. Now what we will do is we will go to the admin page. Currently we are logged in as admin. So now I would like to create two users. One would be an employee and one would be a manager. So on the left hand side you will see four tabs. Click on users, and users I already have some, but I would create one more. So my name would be, let's say, I would type in uh, I will type in some, otherwise I would use the old ones. Yeah, but let me show you how to create one user. Let's say customer 1, and I would have the username as cus1, and email would be cus1 at xyz.com. This are mandatory, so just type in anything, leave everything blank. uh, Role operator, keep it everything same. Give a password, a b c d e f g, a b c d e f g. Make sure you remember what you type, because we'll be needing that. So it is customer 1, password is a b c d e f g, a b c d e f g. Yeah. So photos are, this are all not needed. Save it. I would create one more user who would be the manager. Let's say manager 1, man1, man at xyz.com. Password would be qwerty, qwerty. You can name it as per you, whatever you like. Save it. So I would note this down, manqwerty. Now we have two users created with username man and cus1. So now I would go back to my designer tab once again. On my designer tab, we were working on this project. So now our next step would be to next step is assignment rules. So last step, assignment rules. So here we have just right click on the first task, go to assignment rules. Here now we have to assign our employees who has access to what. So my first so I can just drag and drop either a group or a single user. So here I would drag my customer one who only has access to that Dynaform. I would save it. Now next my approval process, I would repeat the same thing, but here I won't drag the customer, I would drag the manager. So my manager is here, drag it. So it has been assigned successfully. Now save it. Yeah, so basically now our process maker is complete. We designed a workflow, we created Dynaform, and then we created variables. We have linked the variables to Dynaform. Then we give the conditions. Then we have linked the Dynaform to tasks. Then we have created our assignment rules. Now next we will just log out. Now admin has access to everything. So now here would log in as our customer one, and my password would be I typed A B C D E F G. I will log in. So I do have an account here, like I created. I had named it customer one, so it is showing that way. Now uh, this is my dashboard. I would go to new case. In this new case option, um, you would see that I only have access to one purchase request, which the project which we're working on. So here I would click on this and start a new case. Now we can see that we had created this form. You remember XIMB laptop order form requester. I will type in my name, and date would be, let's say, today's date 27. Brand would be Lenovo, and quantity, let's say I need 20 laptops. So I'll just submit the form. Once I submit this, yeah, so the next task is approval process, and the employee who has to approve it, he is manager. I didn't put his name. If I had used his name would have popped up here. So I will just press continue. Now as a customer, my work is done. Until he rejects this order. So now my inbox is empty. I can create one more, but we don't need to. I will just log out. Now I would log in as manager. What was the ID? MAN and query MAN. Yeah. So now I will log in as the manager, and so now in my inbox, I would see that I have requested a message in my dashboard. I see one new message. So the process is purchase request, and the task is approval process sent by that customer, my employee. So I will double click this. So now would see the second Dynaform which we had created. So as I said that we have to keep the requester, brand, the date and quantity in view form only for the manager. So I don't have any option to change all this stuff. So I would have only edit access to this, either approved or disapproved. let's say I approve it, I would submit the form. This form would go to delivery, but in delivery we okay. So what the problem here happened is, for delivery we haven't created any user or any Dynaform, so or any invoice. So it is showing an error. So let's go back to the form again. I have opened the form. So I have not designed my forward workflow yet. That's why it is showing an error. In case I forward that for the delivery, I have not assigned any person to whom the form would go. So I would just um, I will try to disapprove it, submit. Once I submit it, it again go back. It goes back to the initiation phase. It is as employee one customer. So from where it came, I will just press continue. So now my mailbox here, my dashboard is empty. Now, if now you see that I have rejected the form and it has gone back to the customer who has initiated it. So I would log in as customer one, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, oh, H, I think. Sorry, C, wait, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and this one. Now I'm logged into my customer dashboard. Here I would check that my order request has been rejected. So I would get this in my inbox here. Let's see, let's wait for it. Yeah, it was rejected. So sent by my manager. I would open it. So we could have added a description form on the manager's Dyna form so that he can know the reason why he has rejected it. Let's say he rejected it because the quantity was quite high for the budget. So let's say I could reduce it to 15 and I submit the form once again. So again, this would go back to the manager and he can approve it. So I hope you guys have understood the basic process, how to use it. You can use the same method to customize. Like I said, you can go to the designer in the admin mode and create the forward process also. So that if I select approve, it would go to the delivery guy who would have something else. So yeah, thank you for hearing me out, and I hope you enjoyed the video.